Yo, what up, friends? MVPs and our Cy Youngs. Before we do that, let me give the odds here, as most of the odds are wholly in favor of one candidate, except for the AL MVP, which Judge is a 150 favorite and Cal Raleigh is a 110 underdog. All the other ones are highly in favor of the leader, who we'll talk about in just a second. So let's go through these one by one. We'll save the best one for last, but let's start in the NL MVP. Again, Shohei Ohtani is the massive favorite over the second place of Juan Soto. You also have Kyle Schwarber there as well, who hit 50 home runs. So let's go around the horn with your NL MVP. Amul, we'll start with you.
Shohei the Samurai.
Okay. Shohei did hit 55 home runs, 102 RBIs, 108 walks, 20 stolen bases, leading the NL in runs scored, slugging percentage, OPS, and total bases. But Juan Soto did have an amazing, not only second half of the year, but overall year when it was all said and done. Does that sway your vote, Reece?
No.
Nope.
It's the way he said it. It's the way he said it.
I tried.
It's not at all. No.
I tried to sway.
Soto will never win a ring again. Sorry.
Yeah, that's not true. Don't say that. AP. What about Schwarber? A lot of people wanted to put Schwarber up there as well.
I am picking Kyle Schwarber before Juan Soto. I'm sorry.
Okay, but not
Shohei's definitely winning it, but I think Kyle Schwarber's season was more impactful than Juan Soto. That's just my opinion.
I mean, that's fair because the Phillies made the playoffs, so I'll take that. If Soto would have been better in the first half of the year as he was in the second half, we would have made the playoffs hands down. But he didn't get off to a good start. So. I mean, think about it.
Blaming Juan Soto?
No, not at all. I'm not blaming Juan Soto.
You just said if he had the same year in the first half and the second half, we make the playoffs. That's solely putting it on the man.
No.
But here's the thing, Omar. Weren't you guys leading the division in the first half with Juan Soto playing bad?
Bashing the Mets. We're not going back.
You guys were in the division.
We spent the whole damn beginning of the episode. We're not doing this, okay? Look, it was everybody's up and down season. The pitching rotation sucked. Francisco Lindor, Pete Alonso, everybody was up and down. All I'm saying is imagine if Soto would have played that great the whole year round, he would have powered us into. I'm not saying it's so.
Imagine if everyone on the team would have played like him that second half. I mean, those are fun to do.
Imagine if Soto actually played like he did on the 2019 Nationals. He'd actually have done something.
I know you came on the show to cape for Juan Soto, Captain Saba. Geez Louise. All right, let's move on to the American League Cy Young Award. The leader in the clubhouse on the odds is Tarek Skubal, who was your reigning not only Cy Young winner, but Triple Crown winner for pitching last year. But I know we got two Red Sox fans.
He didn't win the Triple Crown this year.
Go ahead. You might as well go. I know you're going to vote for. What about your boy Garrett Crochet? Give it to us.
Of course it's Garrett Crochet. Come on. You saw what the difference between the Red Sox with him compared to where they were before him. The Tariq Skubal, all you saw the Tigers do was fail late in the year and almost lose that whole dang thing. They choked up the division. They almost choked up the wild card. He wasn't fantastic, and Garrett Crochet led the league in Ks, led the leagues in innings pitched, was right there in wins in ERA. I know he was like 6th in ERA, but it was close. They were all in the twos. It's not that significant of a difference.
He was sub-2 for a while, too.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So I don't think that's going to hurt him. The bottom line is, like I said, I thought if you guys talked about MVP isn't just the stats, it's the most impactful. What Garrett Crochet did to that Boston Red Sox team was very Chris Sale-ish. I think he's the reason we're all just elated for the future. We can't wait for next year because if Roman Anthony plays in that series, you want to talk about what ifs? If Roman Anthony is in that Yankee series, we win that series, and it's a whole different thing. But anyways, yeah, Gary Crochet, baby. Even though it'll probably be Scoobs. I'm just being honest.
Look, we might as well not even go to AP. Amul, go ahead, Boston.
I mean, listen.
AP, hold on. Let the Boston fans have their go. Let them go.
Listen, I love being on with Reece because he makes all my points for me because we're both Red Sox fans. Like, give it to Gary Crochet. I'm sorry, but Reece is absolutely right. If Anthony wasn't hurt, we basically would have gone further than we did this year. We would have made it out at least. I would say it would have been. We probably would have played at least in the ALCS. But, after that, we're playing with house money. Give it to Crochet because sub two is sub two. The way he pitches. I'm not even going to compare him to Chris Sale. I don't want to put that juju on him. But the ability to be like a Pedro Martinez, the ability to be like, I'm going to say it, Kurt Schilling, to be able to make that difference in a pitching staff, is leaps and bounds better than Tarek Skubal. The way that he's able to mentor Connor Early, able to mentor Toll, the fact that he can actually do that, and maybe Toll next year isn't going to be a middle relief pitcher, but he'll be a starter because of the guidance that Garrett Crochet gave him. So he made his starts. Crochet made his starts like just must see TV. So I would give it to him.
I mean, look, AP, once these Red Sox fans take their rose-colored glasses off, they will see that, like their beloved and aforementioned Pedro Martinez, Tarek Skubal is going to be the first ALC Young back-to-back winner since 1999-2000, as Tarek Skubal had a 2.21 ERA, .89 WHIP, and 241 strikeouts with almost 200 innings pitched. He also led in pitching run value and strikeout to walk ratio, according to Baseball Savant. What do you say, AP?
What did I say earlier? It's not a statistical award. It's it's Cy Young. It's most valuable pitcher in the league.
But it's not, though. It's not. When did Cy Young become MVP? It's not.
Here's the thing, though.
MVP.
What makes it more monumental for Garrett Crochet to win this?
Why
is this so monumental? Why is this so more monumental? Because they traded their best player early in the season to the San Francisco Giants. What happened after that? They said the Red Sox were going to be booty all year long after they traded Devers, and they made the playoffs.
Wow.
Because of
that's called unanimous because no one cares what the Mets fan thinks. It's unanimous.
My sentimental pick is Jacob deGrom only because he did what he did coming off of Tommy John.
Oh, okay, Homer. Okay,
so
Homer.
Homer is going to run with Jacob deGrom because he's going to take that.
Here's the thing. My pick is Garrett Crochet because of the fact that after that trade, nobody had any faith in the Red Sox, and Garrett Crochet said otherwise.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Add two, Brutus. Add two. Brutus.
And the Tigers gave up a 16-game lead to the Guardians. A 16-game lead.
That's true. That is true.
And Scoops had two bad starts in that 16-game collapse where he gave up over 5 runs late.
That is a very good point. I will give you that. Okay.
Well, Crochet led us to the playoffs, winning his games down the stretch.
Crochet was consistent. And just mentoring the younger players was invaluable.
Yeah,
that's a very good point. Also consistent in the National League, the leader in the clubhouse, but not by too much, but again is the steady leader is Paul Skeens. But you also have Christopher Sanchez from the Phillies there, and if Zach Wheeler wouldn't have got hurt, he would still be there. Both versions of WAR give Skeens a narrow edge over Sanchez. However, the systems are confused when stacking them up against each other in terms of Baseball Reference and fan graphs. So we'll see what happens in terms of, again, the statistics. But AP, you said it, statistics don't matter to you. So then who do you have in this NL Cy Young race?
I'm going to go Freddie Peralta. Freddie Peralta.
Whoa.
You know why? Because the Brewers were the best team in the National League all season long. And Freddie Peralta was dealing all season. Nobody paid attention to it because it's the Milwaukee Brewers, and nobody if it's not the LA Dodgers, nobody's going to talk about it. And Freddie Peralta quietly had one of the better pitching seasons in a Milwaukee Brewers uniform that nobody's talking about. So if I personally had to make a pick on who I think should be NL Cy Young, I'm gonna say Freddie Peralta.
Wow, AP is on his hot take Jake shit tonight. The NL Cy Young is Paul Skeens posting an eye-popping 1.97 ERA with 216 strikeouts and only 42 walks over 182. Reece Skeens leads all qualified pitchers in ERA, WHIP, FIP, which is fielding independent pitching, and WAR. What say you?
I mean, he was the best pitcher in baseball this year. You don't fault the guy for the team that he's on. That it's an absolute joke in Pittsburgh that they're not doing more for that kid. But the bottom line is he was the best pitcher start to finish. He had the most 10K starts in the league. You already brought up the WHIP, the ERA. You were talking Pedro earlier, who I have as the greatest pitcher to ever live. We'll debate that someday, and I'll tell you why I think that. But sub-2 ERA is special. We're talking the Pedros, the Kirk Gibsons, that kind of the world. He did it in his second year as a starter. He's definitely coming to his own as the best pitcher in baseball. He's got the baddest chick on the planet, and the guy's just living our dream.
Yeah, he is. And
forget Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift. Paul Skeens, Livy Dunn is the hottest couple in sports right now.
We need to get her to more games, damn it. I don't know where you petitioned for that, but get her to the games, get her throwing out some first pitches.
Well, see, the problem is, as hot as Livy Dunn is, and please, this is no slight against you, madam, hotness isn't a talent. Okay, at least Taylor Swift actually puts out music.
Have you ever seen her gymnastics routine? You think she's not talented?
What does gymnastics do? Is she on the United States gymnastics team? Is she going to be with Simone Biles? Because if she don't go to the Olympics, then nobody give a fuck about your gymnastics after high school.
Doesn't need to, because unlike Simone Biles is ugly behind, she could make plenty of money just chilling over here.
Inspired. Simone Biles is cute. I don't know what happened.
Girl's like 4'6". She's a
I didn't say she wasn't a midget, but that's okay. Hey, small people need love too. I remember I had sex with a midget one time, and it was cool. She worked at a strip club. It happens. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, against the former overall pick,
you're into.
Batters have hit 209. I'm not going to mention she was only one-legged. Batters have had hit 209 against his 100-mile-per-hour fastball, 144 against his sweeper, and an insane .095 batting average against his amazing changeup. What say you?
Omar, look, can we not talk about your best sexual experiences on this show? Okay? Let's keep it to baseball, buddy.
In
the words of the great Michael Jordan, stop it. Get some help.
Get some help. I'm knocking balls out of the ballpark, literally. What do you got?
You're knocking something out of the ballpark. It ain't balls. Okay, so I think it's going to be well. First, I want to address this. Clearly, you think nothing of college gymnastics. Shame on you. But that's okay. That's fine. Give it to Skeens. And I don't know what his contract is. I mean, he's got 2 years left, but I think between now and then, he's going to end up being a Red Sox at some point.
He's getting traded. Of course,
and Livy Dunn will start coming to Fenway more often, so she'll be on TV more often and go to more ball games. I would give it to Skeens 100%. Just he was too good. He made Pirates games watchable. And that's hard to do in this day and time. It is
because they don't like to spend money, just like the aforementioned Angels we talked about. Both of those teams don't spend money, and that's why
you can only rely on bobbleheads for so long. At some point you have to put out a good product. You can't rely on architecture for too long. I mean, that park is beautiful. Speaking as my dad was a former architect, so the ability to field a team. Is something that a competent owner needs to do, but that's a different conversation. Give it to Skeens. He'll go to Boston in a year and a half, 2 years after, and then you'll cry about seeing Livy Dunn on your TV way too much.
Well, no, all that will happen then is Livy Dunn will, Paul Skeens will get his girl taken by Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard going to walk up there and take Livy Dunn because now he in the Celtics town. And Paul
Peyton got a bad one himself. I don't know if you've seen it.
I haven't.
Peyton's doing just fine. I promise you.
Hey, every NBA player got a bad girl compared to some of the ones all of us have put up with.
Well, definitely compared to the midgets with one leg, you're knocking around. So.
Yeah, you're knocking around with midgets with one leg. Where are you meeting these people? I don't want to know. Like, just
hey, I've been to some shady establishments in my lifetime. Let's keep it moving to the last and best award, the AL MVP. It is the defending MVP, Aaron Judge, versus the upstart Cal Raleigh is what I meant to say there. As we mentioned over the whole episode, Cal Raleigh did amazing things as a catcher, as the captain of the team on the field, being able to hit 60 home runs and 125 RBIs with a 948 OPS is an anomaly for a catcher, and especially a bigger catcher, and especially anyone to hit 60. It's only been done 3 times, including by the aforementioned Judge, the defending MVP. Also, though, Raleigh was a switch hitter, as Reece mentioned. That's also impressive to the breaking. That being said, Judge does lead the AL in batting average, on-base percentage, OPS, runs scored, slugging percentage. So there is that. He leads in most of the statistical categories, so it's putting it up as a statistical edge versus this is where you come in, AP, with your emotional argument about the MVP and being able to power a team. This is really going to be put up to the test here against Judge, who is, by most people's accounts, one of the best, if not, the best top 2 players in Major League Baseball. So we will start with you, AP. What do you got on this one?
My big argument on this is, regardless of how good or not Aaron Judge played all year, we're still talking about the New York Yankees no matter what. We aren't even saying a peep about the Seattle Mariners. We're not even mentioning the Seattle Mariners as a postseason team or even as a major league team contending in general without what Cal Raleigh did this year.
True. Very true.
To me, that means he is the most valuable player. Without Cal Raleigh, you don't even see Seattle close to the postseason at all. So to me, I know stats are going to be a big thing on this, but to me, the most valuable player in this scenario is Cal Raleigh, without a shadow of a doubt, and it's not even close.
Yeah, and this will kind of prove a little bit of what you said, right, is that Judge leads in both win probability and championship probability added. But when you look at catcher being the most defensive, the most valuable defensive position in the league, Fangraphs has him ranked as the 4th most valuable defender in the AL. Not even catchers. 4th most valuable defensive player in the whole AL. And that includes Aaron Judge in the outfield and everybody else. Reece, who do you got in this award?
Listen, everything he said was right. And if we're talking should-be's, Cal Raleigh should be the AL MVP this year. But it's going to be Aaron Judge. The numbers are just too daunting. We're in a league right now where pitchers dominated. There were only like 5 300 hitters in the league. And Aaron Judge somehow still hit 331. He hit a bunch of bombs. Obviously, he led the league in RBI. Like, he almost won the Triple Crown. He was top 5 in hits. He was top 5 in this and that. I mean, the guy was incredible. And you're talking without Cal Raleigh, with the Mariners being in the playoffs, there's no way the New York Yankees get in there, as that lineup was a shell of itself this year. Jazz didn't turn it on till late. Giancarlo Stanton was in and out. Hell, LeMahieu, who won a batting title not that long ago, got DFA'd. Like, no one in that lineup showed up. They lost Garrett Cole early in the year, and it looked like they didn't have any prayer at all. And Aaron Judge just put together another incredible year. I feel like because he's so great, very much like, and I hate LeBron James, but very much like when LeBron was so great, that those historical seasons just seemed kind of regular because he did them so often. It still didn't take away what they were, and it doesn't take away from what Aaron Judge's season was. And I just think he was the best offensive baseball player in the league this year.
Kind of like Nikola Jokic right now with his 3 MVPs, and they're talking about a 4th this year. And it's like, well, these players, they're so good at some point, they keep winning the MVPs. And sometimes voters do get tired of that. We've seen that plenty of times in the past.
And let's not also forget, Omar, to kind of give a little bit of credit for Aaron Judge here too. They lost Garrett Cole before the season even that.
I said that. Yeah, I said that.
So it's like that that right there also kind of puts a little bit more sentiment into Judge, I guess.
And that was definitely because he came out the gate and he was hitting almost 400 for the first half of the year, which is truly, truly impressive. No doubt about it. But Amul, I don't know,
he
man.
missed a little time, so those numbers would be bigger. Remember, he had that little injury there where he missed a few weeks in the middle of June or July. I can't remember, but
he carried the offense.
If he plays those games, I mean, there's a chance that these numbers are even greater. So I just don't know.
Very true. And Cal Raleigh did come out of the break with a 208 average for that first month, so he was kind of slumping out of the break. But
he was.
To me,
that's okay.
To me, Amul, I mean, again, you've got to look at the overall value that this is the MVP, most valuable. This isn't like the Cy Young, which I disagree with AP on. I don't think that's necessarily a value based, but we can talk about that another day. What do you got on this?
Yeah. I think that we will not be rising today. We will not be doing the all rise. I'm sorry, we are not going to all rise. We are not going to do any of that. We're going to sit down. And as friend of the show, Shane Peacher mentioned earlier, we're going to talk about Big Dumper. We're going to talk about how Cal Raleigh, even though he had a slow start coming out of the break, being a switcher that had the most home runs this year. I actually being the engine that drove the Seattle Mariners and powered them to the ALCS. I was looking on MGM Sportsbook earlier during this show, and the AL odds have shifted to Cal Raleigh in late October 2025. MGM Sportsbook says that they are actually picking Raleigh over Judge, and Judge is in Cancun. I'm sorry, he's not playing right now. Like, he's hanging out with David Ortiz. So
it's a regular season award, though. It's a regular season award.
Even still, the fact that he just, I don't know, I kind of feel like this is where his, he can lay his bat down and rest for a minute or two. Give it to Cal. Give it to Cal Raleigh.
You mentioned it before, Omar. When voters, like with the Jokic situation, that sometimes they get tired of voting for the same guy every year.
Yeah.
This could be a situation where people look at, yes, Aaron Judge had spectacular numbers across the board. Obviously, numbers-wise, he was the better player. But this is a once-in-a-lifetime thing that you rarely see with a catcher who hit 60 home runs as a switch hitter. Is the most important defensive position on the field, where not only are you having to take command of the defense, but you also have to take command of your starting pitcher, your bullpen. You are literally the captain of everything defensively on the field.
I am your captain.
Where half the time Aaron Judge is a DH and half the time he's out in right field. So
I mean, listen,
you hope that the voters.
And most of these voters are old school baseball heads too, so they understand the importance of the records that Cal Raleigh has been putting up this year. So that might actually swing their vote a little bit. Who knows?
Yeah, and again, Aaron Judge winning last year gives you more credence to be able to give to somebody else this year. It just is what it is.
Absolutely.
That's human nature.
Subscribe on YouTube at Ball and Buds for sports and entertainment live streams and videos. Boom.